Hello, John Talley here with Partzilla.com. Today we're going to take a look at a couple of different tire examples. Times when you really need to change out your tires. Some of them are going to be really obvious, some of them are not so obvious. So let me go grab a couple of examples, bring them up here on the bench, and I'll show you what to look for. Alright guys, this is a brand new tire. What I want to show you on this one is a set of wear indicators that it has built into the tread pattern itself. There are these little bumps right here, and they're throughout the different grooves on your tire. And that is the absolute minimum that you can wear down to. So in other words, this edge will be all the way down to that little bump. That little bump represents about 1 millimeter of tread left. And that is the absolute maximum that you can wear one to. Me, I'm not that big of a fan of going that far. 2 millimeters, that's about as far as I want to push it. All right, when the tire is brand new, you're going to have upwards of around 5 or 6 millimeters of tread. This particular one at its best point has a little over 4. Another rule of thumb, if you don't have one of these laying around the shop, it's just a standard penny. Now if we measure on this penny from the edge to the very top of his scalp, or where his hair is, that's going to be right at 2 millimeters. So that's the wear mark that I usually go with. When it gets down to where you can put this in here and you can see his head, that means it's time to replace. It's way in there. So we're good to go. And that's almost to his ear. All right, this one, it's painfully obvious what's wrong with this tire. I mean, good grief. Whoever did this, they need psychological help because it's completely down to the cord and actually burned through. But looking for those wear indicators, if I could find one, would have been right here. And you can see how it's flat across that edge and that dimple is just on either side. So that's where its wear would have completely said, all right, this tire's done. But obviously they had a little fun right before they took that tire off. All right, next example, this tire. Just glancing at it, all right, it looks all right. We can see the wear indicators. It's getting really close, but not quite there yet. What I want you to do is zoom in on it from that angle. And what you're going to see is an irregular wear pattern. It actually is cupped every so often. And I'm sure when this was going down the road, it was just shaking like crazy. So the ride on that one would have been terrible. So just because you have tread left doesn't mean the tire is necessarily in usable condition. All right, next. We've talked about, the actual wear indicators. We've talked and looked at one that had an irregular wear pattern to it. Now let's look at this particular tire. All right, is there still some tread left on it? Yeah, about 2 millimeters. But here's the real trick. See this edge around here? It's starting to dry rot. You can really see it there if I squeeze the tire. All right, if you can't see that, what else should you look for? Well, every tire manufactured has a date stamp on it. And on this particular tire, of course, you want to find the DOT stamp here, and then those last 4 numbers in whatever type of box that they're in is going to be the week of manufacture and then the year. So this one was manufactured in the 49th week of 2007. So this is a really old tire. So how old is too old? Well, the industry standard says about 6 years. Me, personally, I like to go around the 5-year mark. Anything older than that, and I don't want to put it on my machine. And that's pretty much standard for your performance category of tire. Now, if you start getting into a race or an R compound tires, I wouldn't go older than 3 because that type of rubber, it degrades much, much quicker than a regular, let's call it street tire. All right, guys, that gives you some of the basics to look for in your tires. I mean, you want to look at the tread, make sure you got enough depth. You want to make sure there's no irregular wear patterns. And then you want to make sure the tire's not too old before you start heading out on the street. Now, if any of your tires don't meet that criteria, why don't you come take a look at our tires at Partzilla.com. We'd love to get you taken care of. If you have any questions or comments, just leave them in the section below and I'll do my best to answer them. And until next time, we just want to say thanks for watching.